Oh no, the train is leaving the station. This is the demo for Station to Station, which is a game I just found out about for the first time because its trailer was playing on one of the things that happened this weekend. There's a lot of trailers this weekend, and I found out about Station to Station because it released a trailer and it had a demo, and I was like, I love train games. Let's play this demo and find out what's up with this train game. So let's do that together. I remember really liking. Well, I really liked Railroad Tycoon back in the day when that was like one of the first proper train simulation games. And then I also really loved Sid Meier's Railroads, which was sort of a later spiritual follow-on. And this seems from the trailer like it might be in the same vein as Railroads, but we will have to see. It's certainly voxely, which is very cool. So my goal is to complete all 12 buildings. All right, so we've got a windmill. I can move around with WASD. I can also move around with the mouse button and rotate and zoom in and in, and also out. All right, hover over the building to see what it does. It needs nothing and produces wheat. Buildings need to be connected to a station. Press a spacebar or the station button to press... Oh, spacebar places stations. Then I can rotate it with Z and X. And, okay, so as long as it's close enough, it gets a little arrow. I place it down. And I can move it if I want to. That's neat. Is that it? Is that all I need to do? It feels like that's not all I need to do. Is it paused? Like what's going on? Resume. Okay. I'm not sure. Am I missing something? It feels like it's still paused. Oh, right here. It's got, I didn't see that it had instructions to build another station. There we go. Okay. That was very, very unclear. The mill requires wheat, so click on the station connector to build a railroad to the wheat farm. Okay, so we'll go from here to there. But I think that validates this one, right? Maybe I should do like that. And a freight train. Ooh, okay. Oh, very satisfying. What? Okay, what is happening? The mill received wheat and you got money. Receiving money also unlocks new buildings that are placed out in the world. Hovering over a building again to see if it's completed. Yeah, it's already connected. Okay. Each wheat farm can supply only one mill, so the new wheat farm needs to be connected to a different mill than the one already used. Okay, so I guess we do the same thing. So I'm starting to wonder if this might actually be... See, I was thinking it might be sort of like a train simulator like Railroads, which was a very sort of loose, abstract train simulator. But now I'm starting to wonder if this is more of a puzzle game. Like if this is something along the lines of Dorf Romantic or one of the other like train puzzle games that I've played recently. So Ranithcord is chiding me for already breaking right-hand driving rules. Except, I mean, those obviously don't always apply to trains. And also, I think this train is actually going to go both ways on this track. So really, it's on the right in either direction. So that's fine. So let's add more buildings. Uh-oh, are we going to need a tunnel? Let's find out. So there's that guy, and that guy. Start building from this station. Okay, so I click here, which will put... we'll put a bend. Okay, so it's not a tunnel. I just need to go over that terrain. And put a freight train on it. So it just, I love how it just lays out the track like that. Like it has, they've really thought through how to give me positive feedback for my actions. So I'm wondering, is the proper game gonna be like this, where it's just like, it's just dropping new buildings on me, or is there gonna be, or is this just for the tutorial? Okay, so this new building, it produces milk. This one needs milk, and it doesn't produce anything new. This would also need, so there's 2 cheeseries that need milk. Yeah, Codas is pointing out that the problem I had with finding this instruction over here is the fact that it was a white highlight on light gray terrain, which, yeah, I think that was the problem. Okay, so let's put a station here. Oh, no building connections. Okay, yeah, so let's, like that. And then can I have a train? Oh, good, good. It said I needed to use Z and X, but actually it does let me use the mouse wheel to rotate this. That makes me happy. Okay, so do I need to send a separate train to each of these? Like, do I need to go like this? Like, here's a train up there, and here's a train here. I think so. I think that's right. Okay, so now buildings can be indirectly connected. Instead of directly connecting this cheesery to the dairy farm on the other side of the map, try connecting them both to a nearby station on the network. So that cheesery, so there's a dairy farm over here. But I can... Okay, I think I know what it wants me to do. So let's build a station there and run it down here so I can bring milk here, and then they can bring milk over here, and then this can bring milk over there. Does that work? I mean, it's colorful. Does that mean it worked? Yeah, okay, so it now can get milk. So are they actually modeling the milk coming through, or is it just giving me credit for the connection? So, yeah. Cogs, I'm sure I can eventually look up that trait for you if you really want me to, though. I mean, the weighting of traits there's so many traits. The difference between a trait being weighted low or high is actually, I mean, it's still fairly negligible in the grand scheme of things because it's picking from 1,300 of them. Okay, so it's coming here with a milk. I just want to look at what the train does. Ooh, nice little blurring. And then it leaves with, I guess, an empty milk tank. But then this train now has a milk tank on it. So this train that's going back and forth here is now, I guess, moving slower. But I got the sense that efficiency is not really the order of the day here. Okay, so let's get a train going down this way. Like I don't get the sense that I'm actually trying to solve for efficiency here. Wah! No, I am trying to solve for cost of initially building the train. That's a thing I have to care about, apparently. Level completed. Okay. So I solved the geometric problem of connecting all this stuff up within the cache constraints that I had. Is that the point of every level, or am I just getting a very elementary version of this? Let's see. Okay, so goal, complete all 12 buildings, bonus, fun challenge, end the level with at least $200 left, and use a total of 6 cards. Cards? Oh. So, rails cost half the regular price is an option for me. Do I want to save these up or just use them? And how long do they last? Okay, I've toggled this one on. And now that I am aware that, like, I'm going to try to deliberately place this so that not only can I connect it back here, but I can also connect it up that ramp, because I'm anticipating that there's going to be future trains that care about that. And I'm also assuming that I'm going to want one... that I don't want to use the same track for both of these lines. I don't know if that's actually true. New cards unlocked. Cheap bridges. Okay. Okay, so it looks like... Wait, I need to pay more attention to what I get from these cards. Because I didn't actually pay attention to whether that card that I used worked on both rails or just the next rail I did. And by the way, so these... Oh, it produces cheese now. Oh, okay. So originally, the earlier version of the cheesery didn't produce anything because there was nowhere for me to take it. But now something is going to want cheese. Okay, so this bakery wants flour. This turns wheat into flour. And this makes wheat. So I need to connect this to that, and then this back to this. But I've got pretty limited space here. So I think... Okay, what I think I need is cheap rails. I think I want to connect these three together, but through here. So this one... Oh, wait a minute. I need to have a destination station. Go away. Go away. All right. Let's have a destination station up here. And a destination station over here. And I guess I could be, if I wanted to maximize the efficiency of, like, my costs up front, I would probably try to move these stations closer together. I'm realizing that I'm not doing that extremely efficiently. Okay, so now it recognizes. So it's interesting. So I get credit immediately for the fact that this mill is now doing everything it wants to do, which is receive wheat and produce flour. This is doing everything it wants to do, which is produce wheat. This is not doing everything it wants to do because it's getting flour, but it's not sending bread anywhere. So it doesn't get colorful. But it immediately credits me for this stuff. It's not like it's waiting for the commodities to get from one station to the other. Just making the connection is my entire goal. And by the way, I like the fact that they're growing the wheat around the track. The track is cut in, and they're basically procedurally deciding where the wheat goes, and the track can get in the way of that. All right, let's see. Now we've got what? What did we get? Press tab or hover over the completed level button. Oh, to highlight the incomplete buildings. Okay. So this is a dairy farm. Produces milk. This wants to receive milk. This is a city. Wants to receive bread, milk, and cheese. Okay. So it wants bread. I can get bread to it by connecting it this way. So, okay. So let's put a station by it that's pointed outwards like this. And then let's turn on cheap bridges. And bridge this down there. So now the bread is going to make it down there, which makes this place excited. And now we also want milk. So we want to get milk downstairs, but also cheese and milk into town. So we can get milk into town that way. So, okay, yeah, it's getting milk into and it makes. Oh, does it make? It makes 2 milk. So it wants to use both of its milks. And that's what's going to make it complete. So it's still only delivering 1 milk. Here, I got some more cards. It's still only delivering 1 milk? Is it because this one's also... Okay, yeah, so this one's already delivering 2 milks. 1 to here, and 1 to here. And so that means these 2 are both covered, so this one only is delivering milk to the city. It's not delivering its second milk. So we're going to need... Okay, another town. Makes sense. Oh, gosh, okay. So now we've got a mill and a wheat farm. So these 2 need to be connected. They make flour. That's a bakery. So, okay. I think what we want is this and this and this, and then we'll connect that up, and that will make the flour happen. And then we'll connect this up, and that will... Sorry, that'll make the wheat happen, then the flour will happen, right? Oh, no. This doesn't want flour, it wants bread. And so now, I need to remember to use my cards. I've got even more. Okay, I need to use a card every single time. So cheap bridges, I'll use while I go down this slope. Right, okay, but first I need to place a station. So we'll go down this slope like that. So now the flour is getting from here to here, and the bread is getting back up here. This still needs milk and cheese. So if we can connect this to that, that's kind of... Oh, but... Okay, that is not the most efficient. Well, we are connected this way, so I wonder... So, okay, so I think I'm committed to the rails I've already placed. So I don't think I can rethink them. But what if I turned on cheap bridges and did this? That is elaborate. And I don't think I used enough... cards. I think I didn't get the... I think I used like 5 cards because I kept forgetting that they existed. I do have at least $200 left. Yeah, so I only did 5 of 6. I'm wondering, am I allowed to build 1 more connection just to use that? I think I can. Can I find a connection that will be meaningful and that will cost me less than $476? Like... It's blocked. Like... I mean, I could just double up on this. No particular reason not to. I could also loop... Oh, too steep. Yeah, maybe I'll just double up on this with cheap rails. Right, whatever, we're fine. Okay, so now I've completed the special challenge, and we're going next. So we completed the goal, we completed the fund challenge, and we completed the second, the special challenge. Coalition says, you know a game is good when I don't read the chat. What are you talking about? I don't read the chat in every game. So Orthout says, even if it's 99 degrees outside, do you always have a flannel on? No, I mean, I do wear a lot of colored shirts. I just think that I look better in them than I do in other shirts. And that's it. And so this is not a flannel shirt. This is a very thin shirt. Okay, so when a new railroad supplies multiple buildings at once, you get extra money. This requires planning ahead. First connect the mill to the city, then connect the other buildings to the mill. Then they'll all be okay. So I get more money if a single rail that I place is the linchpin. So what I need is I need wheat to go to the mill, and then flour, and then flour to go to the bakery, and then bread to go to the city. But if I can hook them up so that a couple of things get delivered into one place at the same time, then we're good. And so, yeah, so I'm like, what does a heavy freight train do? Goods make 50% more money. Okay. So wait, so what was their exact advice? It seems like, yeah, I want to... The thing that would make the most things happen at once. Okay, so this doesn't produce flour. Does it not produce flour until it gets wheat? So that means that if I... Okay, let me... Again, I don't remember exactly what the thing said. What the tutorial recommended. So I'm going to try this. Oh, so wait, I need to conduct both of these to the mill at once. Okay, so let's try that. Kick them both to the mill at once. So that's going to mean two things move at the same time. But were they suggesting that the mill should go to the city first? Yes, okay, so if the mill goes to the city first, that does nothing initially. So I want to use cheap rails for that. Oh wait, I need to place the station. So let's use cheap rails and let's make that happen. That'll be fairly expensive and I won't get any profit from it. But now that this is connected to the city, not only will the wheat farm supply wheat to the mill and the mill supply flour to the bakery, but the bakery will also supply bread to the city all in one go. So we hit heavy freight. Oh wait, select heavy train on completing a railroad to use this card? Okay, so I don't use it yet. So, all right. So we connect this up, and all of that is going to happen. Oh, okay. So heavy freight train populates a different train on this menu. So now we got a stack bonus for doing so many things simultaneously. Got it. That makes sense. Okay, so let's see what our new cards are. Cheap bridges and rails. What's our special thing? Create a railroad that on completion immediately connects 4 resources. Okay. Let's bring some buildings. Just the 2. So we got a cheesery and a milkery. And we want milk and cheese to arrive at the city at the same time. So that means... Let's start with cheap bridges. Put that there. And that there. We'll connect this up here. So that's going to deliver milk to the cheesery. But if we now connect the dairy farm to the city, not only is the milk going to go to the city, but also the cheese is going to go to the city. Oh wait, more buildings. Okay, we got a new city here. This has got 2 milk. Yeah, okay, so this is just the same setup, the same triangular setup. So I don't think I get anything out of waiting. So I think I'm just going to do this. Wait, let's use cheap rails. So again, we get a stack bonus because both the milk and the cheese got delivered to the city at the same time. And then we want to do the same thing again. So we want to connect these 2 together first, and then connect them to this one, except in this case, the geography is suggesting that we want the city to be the center. Like if you put a station right here, you could connect first one thing to the city, then the other. Now, okay, so let's experiment with something. What happens if I connect the cheesery to the city first? I'm hypothesizing the cheesery will not create cheese yet. because it's not yet receiving milk. Oh, this has no building connection. Wait, what? Did I not move it close enough? Crap, is there an undo button? I didn't notice that I was putting this in a bad place. And now I can't move it. Crap, do I need to start this level over? Yeah, you know what? I think... Dang, I wish there was an undo button. But no, I just messed it up. So yeah, I think we need to restart the level. Let's just get through it as quick as we can. Fallstar, I did try Control-Z. I immediately tried Control-Z. Okay, yeah. So let's just do this real fast. And actually, I think I might be able to do it cheaper if I don't do a bridge. Then I think I can actually... So let's make sure... Yes, this is definitely connected. And this is definitely connected. Do cheap rails. And let's do a longer loop. Okay, so that is a total of $54. I'm not sure what it cost before when I was doing the bridge version of this. But connect that up. And it's like the heavy freight train to increase our profits. You know what? We did better that time. I was in the 700s last time. All right. So we'll drop our new buildings in, and we'll do part 2 of this again. So again, we want to connect the dairy farm and the cheesery first, theoretically, and then connect them to this. Was that right? Because then they'll deliver both the milk and the cheese to the city simultaneously. Okay, so that is definitely connected. And that is definitely connected. So connect these to each other. Oh, I forgot to use a card. Dang it. Well, I don't need bridges anyway, so... So we'll do this. Land everything at once. Get a nice stack bonus. And then... new cards, cheap bridges, cheap rails. And now we're back where we started. And this time, we're going to get our placement correct. So that's... okay, so I put it over here before, and it didn't count because it didn't have a connection. I've got to be here. But otherwise, I think my strategy was sound. So first we connect the cheesery to the city, and I think nothing happens. Yeah, so the cheesery is not producing cheese until it gets the milk. And I think that's what they're intentionally trying to illustrate for me here, is so that I understand that now all 3 happen at the same time if I do it this way. Oh, wait. Let's kick in cheap rails. So now we get the proper stack. And I could have, if I'd realized that, I could have done it with the previous, in the previous setup, probably. Coalition asked if I searched for a demolish button. No, I didn't. And actually, the town that I was looking at, the station I was looking at, it literally said, I think there was some kind of hint that said, this station is locked in now, you can't remove it. Okay, so we've got a mill over here. And a wheat farm and a bakery over there. So ideally, again, we connect the mill to the town first. And then the town to these two, I think. I think that's the best way to do it. So if we go cheap bridges, can I go off the edge of this? Seems very likely that I can't. I can, and I've got cheap bridges, so let's do it. And I couldn't choose heavy freight train because literally nothing is moving right now. So now what we want is, again, cheap bridges. Going off here. And connecting to this via heavy freight train. So now everything is happening at once. We're getting a big stacking bonus. And it gets us well up above 800. And now there's even more for us to do. With some more buildings. What? What? That's too much things. Okay. Okay, so of the buildings we've already placed, I think all of them are satisfied. So basically, I'm just solving a completely new puzzle now in the geography of the original puzzle. So we've got this mill that produces wheat. That receives wheat and produces flour. This wheat farm that produces wheat. This cheesery that produces cheese from milk. And this bakery that... Okay, so what I want to do is delay anything working for as long as I possibly can. So that ideally, bread, milk... So ideally, bread, milk, and cheese will all come to the city at the same time. And at least one other thing will also happen for the first time. So, like, for instance, if connecting to the city is what connects the wheat farm to the mill, or if connecting the city is what connects the dairy farm to the cheesery, what do we have here? The bakery, too. So if there's a way for me to precariously... Basically, yes, if these weren't so close together, there'd be a great opportunity here. Because right now, the most obvious thing to do is just connect this to this, which will start producing cheese. Connect this to this, which will start producing wheat. And somehow connect this in. But if I'm going to be really clever about it... Okay, so one thing I can definitely do is I can try to connect everything. So, okay, if I connect this wheat farm, which is already used, if I connect it to my city, it means the city is connected to something. But, yeah, no, I don't think... In order to make a lot happen with one go, I think a lot of stuff does already have to be interconnected. Yeah, I don't know. Can I do 4 resources at once? Because I'm just thinking, I mean, I could... if I could connect, the mill... and the dairy farm to one place. Or actually, better yet... No, the mill is what I want, because the mill is the linchpin. So if I connect the mill and the cheesery to one thing, and the dairy farm and the bakery and the wheat farm to each other, and then connect them to whatever this one was connected to, that would work. Oh, and now that I look at it, they've already kind of set it up that way, haven't they? Yeah, so I can connect the mill and the cheese. Actually, I think it probably doesn't matter whether I connect the cheesery first or the dairy farm first. Because either way... Well, no, the dairy farm... If I connect the dairy farm first... Okay, so yeah, so whatever the dairy farm is connected to should not be the final city. So what I want to do is connect a bunch of things to the final city and connect a bunch of things to some intermediate, probably to this network. So the dairy farm cannot go to the final city because it will immediately deliver its milk. So the dairy farm is going to connect to the thing that is not the final city. So it's going to connect, and actually let me do cheap rails. It's going to connect here and do nothing. It's just going to be part of this network now that does not need any more milk. And then this wheat farm, similarly, will, with cheap bridges, go down here. And because this network already has enough wheat, or did it? Yeah, then it's not going to contribute anything either. So now I've got two things logged into, connected to this network. Now I need to connect the other 3 bits, the cheesery, which is not producing cheese right now, the mill, which is not producing flour right now, and the bakery, which is not producing bread. Those 3 I need to all connect to the main city. So let's start by connecting the main city to the windmill. So we'll do that, and then with cheap bridges, right, okay, that'll work. Now okay, so the mill is going to want to connect to that, but also connect to other things. So let's do that. Okay. So that works. And again, nothing is produced. And then we also similarly connect with cheap bridges. Oh, right, I need to build a station here. So really, creating arbitrarily inefficient lines. Oh, it's blocked. Arbitrarily inefficient lines is actually... That's a huge part of my goal right now. This is so most you'd imagine that most train games would be about trying to create efficiency, but actually I'm subverting efficiency to try to cluster up successes rather than having them all run logically and smoothly. That is fascinating. Okay, so do we connect? Oh, it's too expensive. Oh crap. So if I had done a better job this whole time and made more money and saved more money, I would be able to do this. But as it stands, now maybe I can do something like this. It's just barely too much. 71. What if I avoid a bridge altogether? Okay. I've got nothing left. I've got $26 left. Okay, so this costs 51, but I guess because it's profitable, that's okay? Because I shouldn't be able to afford this, but look at this. Look at the sheer number of icons that are crossing the map now. Okay, so I do this. No, it's too expensive. Okay. I think we have to redo this. Learning everything we've learned so far. Okay. Yes, wish list now. This is So I thought, when I realized this was just a puzzle game, it was not really a railroad simulator, at first I was like, aw, in my head. But we've played multiple weird train-based puzzle games on this stream, and actually, this is one of the more interesting ones. Okay, so now we're going to be able to do this better than before. So we're going to first connect the mill. Okay, we're gonna be saving as much money as we possibly can. So how close can I get this? There. Okay, cheap rails. 71 bucks versus, what if I make it a... See, I've been trying to make it aesthetically pleasing, but that's $83. So screw aesthetics. Let's just go straight there. $71. Wait, I said cheap rails. $35. Freight train. And then put this as far as we can. Connect it and go heavy freight. Nice pile of money. And now that we know better, this next sequence we can make more money doing. And this is probably what's going to make that ending possible. Now, the fact that I have to replay the entire level is a little rough. But I think we're going to succeed now that I fully understand. So again, connecting the cheesery to the town first is actually the best move. Because the cheesery is going to do nothing initially. So I don't even need cheap bridges, though. So let's go cheap rails. 40 bucks. Freight train. And yeah, I don't know what they expect me to do with these cheap bridges. But, so now we get the stack bonus for 3 commodities being delivered at the same time, which gives us a little bit more money than last time. So Ranithcord says, I dislike it when games like this don't have a grid-based build system, because fidgeting with exact placements and trying to move my mouse pixel by pixel for optimal placements takes the winds out of my sails. That's interesting. For me, the extreme analog side of it is actually, for me, it feels like an advantage, just because it means that like there's so many different gradations. Like, I don't know, it feels like there's sort of more value attached to the tiny differences in my choices. So I'm wondering, I've got a bunch of cheap bridges stuff. So what if I deliberately set this up? I don't know if this is better or worse. What if I deliberately set this up so that I'm going off a cliff with the dairy? So first, well, this is just going to be cheap no matter what. So let's just do that. And then can I do cheap bridges and cheap rails at the same time? Will I do this one? So again, maximizing the stack bonus. I don't know if I have more money at this stage than I had before. I'm hoping I do. So I just got heavy freight. And now... Right. Okay, so I figured out that the wheat farm and the bakery, they deliver nothing until the mill is connected to them. And so I'm going to connect these two to the city first. And that means cheap bridges. But I'm going to remember that I also want to connect them later on to the other buildings. So let's make sure that's possible. To the other city. Okay, so we'll go cheap bridges and then connect that as directly as we can. But I think nothing gets delivered until we connect this up. And I guess maybe the best move with this one is to go off the cliff with the cheap bridges one. I'm not sure this is the best move, but we'll do heavy freight to get maximum payout. Okay, so now moment of truth. Got cheap rails, cheap bridges, heavy freight, cheap bridges. So whatever our longest connection is, we're going to want to make sure we use cheap rails on it. Okay, so the idea was, if I can remember correctly, we wanted to attach the linchpins. Actually, no, we wanted to attach the ones that, like, so this one could potentially deliver straight to the city. So we want to connect this one up here, and then we wanted to connect the linchpin up here, and then we'll connect everything else to the city. So, yeah, so let's try this again. Get as close as possible. So this one doesn't feel like it deserves... Oh, it's blocked. 62. I mean, there's going to be longer ones. So we'll connect that up uselessly. And then similarly, that's fairly long. But then I'm going to be like doing super long ones connecting like the wheat farm to the city. Right? That's what I'm going to be doing, right? The wheat farm, because it can't deliver anything directly to the city. The cheesery can't deliver anything directly to the city because it's not producing yet. And the bakery can't. So yeah, this is, I think this is the right move. So, yeah, and so this one also is fairly short by the standards we're using here. So we'll connect it with no cards. Okay, so we've connected these up, and now we need to make the weirder, longer connections, and this is where it gets strange. So, because I'm crossing so much territory, and I've only got $918 to do it with. So which is the longest, most treacherous connection? So I think I can go from here to here. That's fairly short, though it does go up some stuff. I could connect this one to here. Honestly, connecting these two, one of them needs to be connected to this. So actually, so maybe what I need to do is figure out which of these connections is longer. So if I've got this here, and I've got this here, which of these is more expensive trying to connect up here? So this one is blocked. Okay, let's... So if I connect... Oh, it's... So if I try to connect this one here, that is $697. Though actually... Oh, wait, no, I can do this in some smaller steps, can't I? I could connect this one to this, and this one... Oh, okay, and this one to this. Oh, this is a better way. I could have done this the whole time. Yeah, okay, let's remove that. Okay, better plan. Better plan. We're going to connect these two up to this cheesery. And it's probably what I did before, and I just forgot. So this guy... let's just do cheap bridges. Down there. Cheap bridges. This is where I probably messed up before. I was trying to do too much elaborate stuff. And this one probably doesn't even need cheap rails. So these two are connected to the original network, and I just need to connect this one to the original network, and then connect this one over here with cheap bridges and cheap rails. I probably could have done this with my previous setup. I just didn't realize it. Okay, can I actually do this, though? Come on. Oh, right there. Okay, so now my 3 new bits are all connected up, but they're connected up via the original network. And now, and this is a terrible way to design a rail network, but whatever. So now I just need to use cheap bridges and cheap rails to connect them all to the city, where again, they will do nothing initially. I kind of want it to look prettier, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so now when I connect this up, I'm suddenly connecting everything all at once. Half the commodities are already connected to the city, the other half are connected to this, and they're all matching up and they're all just landing at once. Special challenge completed. We have a stacking bonus of 5 plus heavy freight. And it all lands here. And I also completed the Piggy Bank challenge. Wow. That's incredible. This is a very interesting, satisfying puzzle game. And by the way, it's looking to me like my stream performance just tanks whenever this reward screen comes up. So let me just head back to the menu. I'm not sure if that's actually happening on your end. But, okay, so this is called Station to Station. This is a really cool game. I'm not going to take it any further because it's already been almost an hour. And I think there's more demo, but I'm not going to play more demo. I think we've established what's cool about this game, and I'm definitely going to be wishlisting it for when the full version comes out. So let's wrap up this video. And yeah, I'll try to find other train games that I've played and put them up here because there's a lot of good ones out there, and I've had a lot of fun with them.